Hi, I'm Anthony. I'm the base manager for Sunsail Tortola, the British Virgin Islands, the best place in the world to sail. You've got a chain of 26 islands, and so you can pick any one of those to go around. You've got Norman Island to start with. It's straight south, slightly south of Road Town Tortola, which is where we are now, and that is the former Pirates Island. So it's basically where all the pirates used to hang out to catch all their victims, and in there it's a nice deep anchorage with 75 to 80 moorings available to you to pick up. There's 2 restaurants inside there. One is a floating restaurant and the other is a land-based. You've got snorkeling at Water Point. You've got the famous caves where they used to bury hide all their treasures, and now it's just an amazing snorkeling location with, again, mooring balls to pick up, so you can do that. You've got surrounding Norman Island outside of the Bight, which is the foremost anchorage. You've got 3 other anchorages, all with mooring balls. So really it's just simple sailing to Norman Island and just great waters and easygoing lifestyle. Alright, well, Peter Island is a 5-star or 5-diamond resort. Primarily, it's half the island is privately owned and the other half is Crown land. So you've got a nice resort on there at Dead Man's Bay, which is partially for the guests and part of the island, and partially for visiting yachtsmen. All visiting yachtsmen are welcome, of course. So you anchor off in about 15 to 20 feet of water to a pristine beach, dinghy in, and then you have the option of using the facilities of the resort. There's also Sprat Bay. Sprat Bay is a very sheltered and protected anchorage. It's the Marina for the resort, and then there are about 6 mooring balls. Unfortunately, the mooring balls are very expensive in there, $65 a night, and you pay a premium for everything you use there. Water, fuel. Water, for example, is $1 a gallon. The nice thing about Sprat Bay is it is very, very protected. You also have Great Harbour on Peter Island. Great Harbour is a very deep anchorage with 2 dive sites at the mouth of the anchorage, and then there are overnight mooring balls, approximately 10 of those, and they are just the regular $25 a night. And there's also a restaurant there and a couple of other locations to anchor. There's some nice snorkeling on the southwest point of the bay, and then there's Little Harbour. Little Harbour is, there are no moorings in there. The wind swirls, so you have to do what we would describe as med mooring. So you drop your anchor, then tie off to some rocks or some trees to prevent you swinging around. That's a very secluded, beautiful anchorage on the north side of Peter Island. And then on the south side of Peter Island, you have Key Bay and White Bay. Both are anchoring only, and both have very nice snorkeling. Key Bay has the nicer of the 2 snorkeling locations, and White Bay, as it suggests, has a nice beach. Salt Island was given to the inhabitants of the island because of the Rhone, which is a Royal Mail steamship which sank in a hurricane, and during that time the inhabitants rowed out there in their little boats and went and saved a number of the crew and passengers. So they were given the island, and it's cool. It has its own natural salt pond. The guys, they just harvest off some salt, and they have to give a nominal donation to the Queen. It's well worth the trip. The wreck of the Rhone, you can actually snorkel. The stern and the propeller is only in 30 feet of water, and the rest of it makes for a great dive site in 70 odd feet of water. From the wreck of the Rhone, or Dead Man's Bay and Peter Island, you can sail upwind. The winds always come from the east, near enough southeast or northeast, but very much easterly, and so you'll be sailing upwind to Spanish Town Marina. Spanish Town Marina, otherwise known as Virgin Gorda Yacht Harbour, very protected harbour where you have to go through a double breakwater. Once you get inside there, you've got perfect still water where you can tie up to the dock, and it's inexpensive for the overnight use, or you can just do a visiting fee. For example, if you wanted to go, if the weather was bad and you want to just take a pit stop, then that's a great place to go. You've got full service marina in the sense that you have water, fuel and also ice available to you, and also supermarket. There's a nice supply of fresh food and produce there. There's also 3 restaurants in that marina area. Once you've overnighted in Spanish Harbour, then you can actually go down to the baths. Now the baths is one of the wonders of the BVIs. It's a rock formation that no one really has worked out how it got there. There's all sorts of rumours and stories, but really it's just an amazing natural formation of rocks, and it's a national park. You clamber through them, you have a great time snorkeling, just little pools, hence the name of the baths, and it's just pristine conditions and it's a marvel to see. So from the baths, for the overnight, because it's a day anchorage only, you've got a number of options. You can head down to for example, you can head down to Trellis Bay on Beef Island. Beef Island's where the airport is, the International British Virgin Islands Airport. You've got mooring balls, plentiful, you've got channel markers to guide you in there. So you've got inside Trellis Bay, you have Bellamy Key. Bellamy Key is a small rock formation which is surrounded by a reef. On that island, on that rock formation, there's a restaurant and bar, and surrounding that reef is very shallow though, so you must be careful with even your dinghy will run aground there, so take care with that. Just go in through the channel markers, pick up the mooring ball, and you're good to go for the night. You've got Aragon's Art Studio, a cyber cafe, another couple of different restaurants, so you've got choices, you've got options. You can have a lot of fun in Trellis Bay. If you come here on a full moon, there's a great party. I mean, for some reason everyone decides to celebrate a full moon, and you've got a nice party going on the beach with fireballs, where there's local artists showing their artwork, and they've got sculptures which they set on fire. You have mockajombies who walk around on big stilts. That's basically what a mockajombi is, dressed up and looking colourful.